Only 40% of you are subscribed. Fix that. I want to say thank you to my Patreon subscribers and my Twitch subscribers. If you want to help out the channel, you can actually help out for as little as $1 a month. Enjoy the video and have some fun.
All right, guys. I know everybody who's watching right now. You and I are all here. We all here. We all black folks. Get an honorary black folks. You don't get the N-word pass. You just become honorary black folks because we need to talk about the black culture that needs work. And we're gonna listen to another fucking. Oh my god! Outside, is that a raccoon? That's talking about how black cultures need to change, and this is this is this fucker. BxBeastboy. You're not motherfucking Garfield. Okay. I'm sorry. If you don't get the Garfield joke, Beast Boy or Changeling in the DC Comics is really named Garfield. But let's go. Let's see what this motherfucker has to say about how he's reacting to Thomas Sowell in black culture in America. Okay. All right. Let's go.
What's going on, y'all? It's your friendly neighborhood gangster, BxBeastboy. And today we're going to be doing a special reaction video. I got a comment from one of you guys. Let me read it out to you. It says, "I'd love to see you cover this video of Thomas Sowell." Let me know if I'm pronouncing it right in the comments. Sowell.
No, you mispronounced it. It's called Uncle Tom. I'm sorry. Well, all right, let's go.
On current black culture. As a black man, it really struck true to me, and I'd love to see your thoughts on it.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Mr. BX Token here. All right, let's go.
The way you made it sound, I'd love to see my thoughts on it too. But before I get into it, don't forget to hit that like.
Oh, no. You're not going to do that on my channel. Not going to do that on my channel. All right, let's go.
These the old busted joints. I got the new hotness. It's over there. But the old busted joints, I'm aware that I digress.
You're not fucking Will Smith. You're not Will Smith. This is not Men in Black 2. You're not cool, motherfucker. All right, I'm sorry. Let's go.
Let's actually get into the video. Hit that like button.
When I grew up in Harlem.
No. By the way, hit that like button. Like, share, and subscribe. All right, let's go. Oh.
40s and 50s. I never heard a gunshot.
He's lying, you dumb fuck. Okay, let's go.
Well, let me read what you say in your preface. You say, "Let me state here, and now that these essays do not mean, 1, all Southern whites were or are rednecks. 2, all."
No, fuck. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. If you don't know, fuck whatever people say. The real rednecks are motherfucking heroes. If you ever learn about what happened with the rednecks, those are motherfucking socialist heroes. They got on strike where the fucking US government literally bombed striking workers because they wanted to raise standards for you. So fuck that. Rednecks, the true shit, the true ones are heroes. Well, let's go.
All black Americans today or in the past were or are black rednecks. One cannot predict, you write, much less forestall all the clever misinterpretations that others might put on one's words. The most that can be done is to alert honest people to the problem. Black rednecks, who are they?
These would be blacks who came out of the Southern culture and who carried that culture with them north into the urban ghettos, into the ghettos of the South for that matter.
I forget how much I get pissed off about Thomas Sowell. Okay. All right. Let's go.
And who have not moved out of that culture since. Over the years, both blacks and whites have moved away from that culture. But in the poorest and worst of the ghetto areas, there are lots of people who have not. And these kinds of, it's a culture which didn't do whites any good. And it's certainly not doing blacks any good today. And the trend.
He's basically calling people ghetto. That's it. He's just basically calling people ghetto. Not that poverty actually dictates how you act mostly, but it's because these black people, because they live in the ghetto, they haven't left this horrible type of culture. Never mind if you go in poor white or poor Hispanic or poor Latino neighborhoods, that same culture still persists. It's a culture of being poor, not you because the color of your skin, you're some kind of different. All right, let's go. Oh God.
Tragedy is that people regard this culture as somehow the authentic black culture, and therefore you're not to interfere with it.
I'm proud to be a bartender. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I don't feel no ways tired.
Wow.
She was saying that she was proud of being somebody of the working class. Am I missing something? Am I missing something? Okay, like that clip out of context is okay. So fucking stupid. And Hillary, stop, sweetheart, stop. You were born in the Chicagoland area. Stop being a politician. We can see through that shit. All right, let's go.
I come too far.
And the voice and all
Where
of
I
that?
started from.
Black English is considered not quite proper English. On the other hand, if blacks happen to have all the power and own all the corporations and whites were working for them, it would be the other way around.
There was a period, I'm trying to remember now, I believe it was in the...
Again, this shit is out of context. Noam Chomsky was talking about just when you have a level of power, when you have a specific power structure. I feel like somebody like this should actually understand this, but from what I saw on Hunter's stream, he's actually a dumb fuck. But let's go.
Mid-70s, when substandard English began to become viewed as a discipline of its own within linguistic studies and so forth. And
this is the shit that I hate about these black conservatives. They're so fucking when black people it's detrimental to culture. But how many people that's in Middle Tennessee, that's down in the holler, that's in the hills of West Virginia, that has broken English, that live in the South, that has that southern twang? It's everywhere. Different dialects are everywhere. And the sad part about it is, the only reason why, in a lot of cases, people sound like they don't have an accent, which everyone does, is because most of the shit that we see comes from Hollywood or New York TV shows when it comes to the news. It's still a fucking accent. It's just like asking a fish how's the water. But let's continue.
for all I know, it was all perfectly legitimate that certain speech patterns would be traced back to various regions in Africa and so forth. And this is a language of its own. It has its own validity. But the argument, your argument would be, I don't really care what its validity is. It's holding people back.
Yes.
It's preventing them from participating in the wider society. Is that right?
Absolutely. And also,
okay, let's go.
none of these things went back to Africa.
Oh, is that so?
No. You
Get out of here.
Yes, they did not go back to Africa.
Did he just say get out of here? Where no, it did not go back to Africa. How dumb is this fuck right here? It's broken English. Like that's like saying, fuck. What is that? What is it? That people in Haiti speak Creole, which is just broken French. Like oh god. Okay, let's go.
If you look at
that's all you hear.
for example, using the word ask for ask and stuff like that, all of that goes back to.
Did he just say people say that all the time, that it goes back to African? No, it don't. A lot of the quote unquote not African sounding names, but a lot of the Andre and that's literally from like French. Like etymology is a thing, and people need to understand more of it. But let's continue.
To the south, and it goes back to the parts of Britain from which white Southerners came. So if you trace the calling hog entrails chitlins, that was in a certain section of Britain. The section whites moved into the south, and the people, and they were known as rednecks and crackers.
He's not that stupid, is he? He's not that stupid, is he? Please don't tell me he's not that stupid. We have English words. We literally speak a mixture of English, in some parts French. Okay. God damn it. Okay, let's go.
In Britain in centuries past, before they ever set foot in the South. So the whole thing is as phony as the $3 bill.
In Intellectuals and Race, you cite an observation of the intelligence IQ scientist James Flynn that just stopped me cold. After the Second World War, you've got large numbers of American troops remaining in Germany. For that matter, there's still several tens of thousands there today. And both black and white American soldiers had children with German women. And Flynn discovered that those children growing up in Germany showed no IQ differences at all. The black kids and the white kids, the same.
Because IQ is dumb shit. IQ is literally was a test for eugenics. And if you're in the same socioeconomic class, you're gonna mirror the same IQ results because you're taught the same goddamn thing. Okay. Please, somebody push back on this besides me.
Professor Flynn concluded that the reason was that the offspring of black soldiers in Germany grew up in a nation with no black subculture.
Yeah.
You can tell this motherfucker has no idea about politics, history, etymology, science, sociology, because he's just sitting back and just looking at like, oh shit. Oh, okay. Let's go to the chat. And start off with from Doka eventually became DC. Okay, read that. Come to Pittsburgh where we will tell you to wash your face on your glitches and we snap gum bands and ready up your room. So yes, Sowell makes me so sick. Anyway,
product of the
which means what? Which means they experienced exactly the same expectations. Is this
No. The expectations are external. The culture in which they grew up was not this culture in which black kids grew up in America today.
So they had.
There's no gangster rap.
There's no gangster rap in Germany. You know what? He's probably right. And when was this video done? He's probably right. There is no gangster rap in Germany. Even though they are Americans and they understand American culture. And I know somebody who grew up on an army base, who grew up on an army base in Germany, and like you can still get American radio. But yeah, it's about the gangster rap because reasons. Fuck. Okay.
Was pervasively available in Germany.
So here's what I'm getting. There is something about black subculture in America today that holds African.
Oh yeah, source. Just trust me, bro. Because reasons.
Americans themselves back.
Yes, because that very same subculture held whites in the South back as well. That in the
held or is still holding. All right, let's go.
This mental testing in the First World War turned up, among other things, the fact that whites from various 4 or 5 southern states scored lower on the mental test than blacks from 4 or 5 northern states, and so
because poverty. Because poverty. Oh, God, I can't. Dude, are you gonna respond or are you just gonna sit there and look like a fucking butt? Okay, let's go.
Well, it really was a question of the subculture that was there, which was a handicap to both.
Wow.
I could go on for days about social degeneration, but let me give you just one quick example.
What the fuck does he mean by social degeneration? Okay.
When I grew up in Harlem in the 40s and 50s, I never heard a gunshot.
Okay, he grew up in Harlem in the 40s and 50s, and he never heard a gunshot. I doubt that. I doubt that. But let's go.
Now, I'm sure someone fired a gun somewhere at home,
Big pimpin'.
but it was not such a pervasive thing that you had to hear it. You know, I have relatives in Washington. I asked them the same question. People in my generation,
Growing up in Washington, D.C.
Yes, and low-income black neighborhoods. Did you ever hear a gunshot when you were growing up? And the answer was no. I have relatives in North Carolina. I asked the same question. No. And now,
now, mind you, this is in the 19 fucking 40s and 50s, where the prevalence of guns weren't there, because I don't know, gun manufacturers weren't fucking. Oh my god, I just like. When did like they reinterpret the Second Amendment to like anybody with guns and gun, because gun manufacturers was pushing the fact that they needed their profits up? Here, when was that? Shit, let's go. Here. Let's see. Second Amendment ruling by the Supreme Court. That's 2020. When was the first one? When was the first one? Because that was in 2008. Let's see if I can pull up this article. That wasn't the right one. Here, let me see if I can find it. I'm looking now, guys. So 2008 is when that was, here, a fraud in the public. The former Chief Justice described the idea the Second Amendment gives unfettered rights to an individual. When he spoke those words, Brock Riveted conservative like Nixon to express his long-time consensus, historians and judges across the spectrum. So this has been a project for the changing of, because like this bothers me. A fraud on the American public. That's how former Chief Justice Warren Burger described the idea that the Second Amendment gives a unfettered individual rights to a gun when he spoke those words to PBS in 1990s. So like it has been a long-standing thing where a lot of these conservatives want to actually push. Here, where is it? When is the first time that it was actually changed? In 1977, a gun group veterans still called the NRA annual meeting to the revolt in Cincinnati after organization leadership decided to move its headquarters to Colorado, signaling a retreat from politics. More than 1,000 angry gun rebels showed up at the convention by 4 in the morning. The guns lobby's lynch towards the right was part of a larger conservative backlash that took place across the Republican coalition in the 1970s. So this has been a long time project on guns. And this shit is just like bugging me because we know that literally there's been a push for gun manufacturers to actually push for more guns out on the street. And mass shootings just help the shit. But let's go.
You know, people in housing projects especially, they put kids, some of them, to bed in bathtubs so that they won't be hit by stray bullets in the night. Now we take it for granted that there's crimes, tremendous levels of crime and violence in the Black community. That was not always the case. In the 20s, it was very common for white celebrities, including George Gershwin and William Faulkner, to go up to Harlem not only for entertainment places, but to go into private homes of people they knew. And Gershwin played Rhapsody in Blue in this home where Walter White lived. Milton Friedman, when he was a graduate student at Columbia.
Of course, he would bring up Milton Friedman. Fucking loser. All right, let's go.
He and the lady he later married would go dancing at the Savoy Ballroom in Harlem.
They would be gentrified. Okay. All right, let's go.
And he said, we have no fear of being mugged or accosted on the street or anything like that.
I've heard you say, Tom, when you were a boy growing up in Harlem yourself,
what changed it?
Your own neighborhood felt totally safe to you.
Not totally safe. I wouldn't exaggerate, but it's nothing resembling today. Okay. I mean, I did sleep on hot nights. I would sleep out on the fire escape. When I tell people in Harlem that today, they think I'm from another galaxy.
Living crazy.
You know, but that people slept on the fire escapes in New York and in the public parks in the 30s.
Proof.
All over.
I wonder what happened between in the 30s where people were sleeping in public parks. I wonder, was it some sort of great something sort of another? Oh my God. And you know what? People are still sleeping in the parks now. We haven't changed that. All right, let's go.
For the city, because it was not a jungle. You could run through a great number of other things.
Imagine
children
that.
raised without.
We don't have to imagine that this shit is happening now. Okay. Fuck, this motherfucker is dumb.
Without two parents present.
Maybe he's high.
That was about 22% in 1960. One generation later, it was 67%, and it's going up a little since then as well.
Did he just say the whole thing about two parents? Like, oh. Now, we don't have to go through the study because we constantly go through that study about how even though the marriage rates may have dropped after the divorce became a lot easier and it has actually stabilized, but the father participation in the child's life has actually stayed consistent, and among African Americans is actually higher than any of this corresponding other racial groups. Like, we don't have to say that, like, because we know that is a study fact. It's actually a meta study on who spends the most time doing child rearing. We actually have that. But people like him would just be like, well, they're not married, so it doesn't count because reasons.
And now the rate among whites is higher than it was among blacks in 1960. Right.
Okay, let's just go back a little bit and look at the box over
among
there.
Whites is higher than it was among blacks in 1960. Right.
Why it's hard for blacks to move out of the culture? Because poverty. Okay. Let's go.
I take responsibility.
I take responsibility.
I take responsibility. Black people are being slaughtered in the streets, killed in their own homes. These are our brothers and sisters, our friends, our family. We are watching them die.
Of course you don't like it. Now, is it cringy? Oh, it's cringy as shit. Because a lot of these people are doing it to wrench themselves of the guilt. Cool. If you don't like the fact that you didn't speak up for black people being killed by police, then you can speak up now. Just don't ask for accolades for it. Stand up for people who not you, because when they're finished practicing on us, they're coming for you too. I swear to God, it was almost as if I said nothing when this was happening to somebody else, and they got taken away until they came for me and there was nobody else to say anything. We know how that plays out. That's why you should do it. Not because I feel guilty, but because, hey, when they start taking out the targets of this persecution, guess who they coming for next? Because fascism, authoritarianism is always looking for somebody to exclude to keep their power.
Find a white liberal.
Those kinds of people who have the kinds of attitudes that are called liberal in the United States, although the word is misused, those people have created an atmosphere in which these counterproductive cultures are to be celebrated perpetuated and the consequences overlooked. It reminds
what is the culture? What is the culture that's bad? Please give prescriptions. What is the culture that's bad? We've done a Thomas Sowell video of how people shouldn't be worried about the change of the world or making any changes to what is it? What was his thing was you shouldn't have to write to oil executives. It's none of your business. Don't concern yourself with that. Concern yourself with yourself. Yeah, exactly. But we have been in this video for almost 9 minutes, and the only words he says, "Oh, cool, that's true." Say something, dude. Say something.
me of a scene in the Blue Max where this general is encouraging this daredevil pilot to do all kinds of wild stunts, you see, knowing that the guy's going to kill himself if he keeps doing this, and therefore the general will be rid of a political problem. Now, I don't think that the white liberals are doing this deliberately, but I think the net results are the same. They are cheering blacks on and doing things.
What are they cheering on, Thomas? What are they cheering on? It's like I'm doing more reaction work than the motherfucker I'm reacting to the video about. All right, let's go.
That are absolutely self-destructive.
Wow.
One of the things I discovered in the research for my book I'm currently working on is that leaders of groups that are lagging in countries around the world almost invariably have counterproductive policies for them. And it makes perfect sense because insofar as members of lagging groups assimilate into the values and achievements of the larger society.
Imagine that you had to sit in class while Sowell was shoving this bullshit in class. Oh, I would have withdrawn for class. I would have withdrawn for class because this is just bullshit. This is, I want to seem like one of the good ones. But let's go.
They don't need those leaders. I mean, there's no mystery to me as to why Jesse Jackson says what he does, or Al Sharpton and others.
Oh yeah, they
that
crooks.
benefits them.
But you don't hear about the people who actually do lead the like, who is it? Ben Jealous, who was the former president of NAACP. You don't hear about them ever talking about, I want to see a video where motherfucking Thomas Sowell is talking about people like, I don't know, Professor West. But you know, you'll never see that shit. You'll never see that shit. But let's go.
It does not benefit the people they lead. And all the incentives are for leaders to lead people into things that don't help the people, but help them.
So unfettered capitalism helps people how? Because you're a free market guy, Thomas. You're a free market guy. How does unfettered capitalism help anybody? Let's go.
Leaders.
What you create an? There would be an exception for Dr. King, though, wouldn't there?
Yes, but one of the things
was different because he was earliest, or what? Why? What's different about it?
It's like insurgent movements in general. When an insurgency starts off, by definition, it has an uphill battle. Now, and you can look at the history of Christianity, for heaven's sake. If you're going to be a Christian in the Roman Empire, you know, before in the first century, you had a lot of grief to go through.
Not really. It was over exaggerated, and you had one emperor acting this way. Other than that, Rome was like, I don't give a fuck, just pay your taxes. Yeah, that Christian persecution myth, it was one emperor who wanted to pin some shit on everybody else. Other than that, Rome just didn't give a fuck. They knew that they literally had multicultures underneath them. They didn't give a fuck. They was like, pay your taxes. That's it. Don't start no shit.
Now, but after Christianity becomes the official religion of the Roman Empire, this is a bonanza, and there's a lot to be done. And so now you will follow policies that are the opposite of what you advocated. You will see that with all kinds of other.
I mean, like, it's almost as if when you have power systems that form a monopoly, that's bad, Thomas. I hate people that don't know history.
Insurgent movements.
Wow.
Somewhere watching this interview, there's a young.
Did he just say wow? Oh God. Oh, okay.
Young Thomas Sowell. There's an African American who.
Yeah, she was called Candace Owens. All right, let's go.
Who's smart and wants to do something with his.
Well, you said smart, so it's not Candace Owens.
Life.
Okay.
It seems to me we've already got one piece of advice you'd offer to him is stay away from the racist industry. Stay away from the what advice race hustlers. What advice would you give?
what? Did he just point at the camera and say, yeah, like, okay.
A young Thomas Sowell. How do you make something
He
of
agrees with it.
yourself as an African American in America today?
The way anybody else would. You equip yourself with skills that people are willing to pay for.
Why?
Yeah, like filleting other conservatives because you're a token. All right, let's go.
Fam, I ain't gonna front. That was real. There was a few moments.
It was real fucking stupid. Oh my God! Learn fucking history. Learn sociology. Oh, okay. Fuck. What do I expect out of dumb fucks like this? And yes, I know he's a dumb fuck. I've heard some of his other videos. This is just one of the videos I decided to put up. Okay. All right. Fuck. Okay, let's go.
Where it was certain things that I never was taught, but I was just based off experience, I saw it and determined myself.
I don't have any facts. Somebody told me something. Antidote Andy here. Okay.
And there's other things that I just learned just now. I was like, oh, the chitlins thing messed me up. I never liked chitlins. I don't like the smell of it.
Can somebody tell him that pig intestines are used for a lot of different shit? I know most people don't use it for hot dogs anymore, but a lot of the real sausages and German sausages are pig intestines. And what does it matter? Are you gonna be mad because you eat Italian sausage and that's made from like pig meat? I'm so confused. Okay, let's go. Got a little bit left of this video.
Almost got sick just now. Thinking about it. But yeah, learning about that. That's crazy. I gotta look that up. This guy seems extremely intelligent. I've never heard.
He's not. All right, let's go.
Heard of him, but after this, I'm definitely 100%. I'm gonna start binging and watching some of his content, without a doubt.
You're gonna lose brains. Who am I kidding? He doesn't have any spare brain cells to lose.
He's super wise. No, man. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. You have more videos like this you want to suggest to me, man? I feel like my mind is opening up to like a whole new side of things that I haven't seen, and I'm liking it.
And that's how you make dumb fuck conservatives. I don't know. Yeah, because reasons and all of that whatnot. I wish literacy was more prevalent, media literacy, that is, in not just the black community, but like all over. Because dumb fucks like this listen to Thomas Sowell and they think he's makes some points because he knows little factoids about history. Never mind the context around those factoids, because he knows some factoids about history. And he speaks it confidently. Well, I speak confidently too. I want to say please like, share, and subscribe and all that other good shit. Please like the video. And yeah, I'm about to go probably bang my head against the wall because this shit was just insane. So cut the video segment here.
If I gave myself the power